So if you were to bring the black share of wealth at least to the black share of the population, it would require an additional at least $10 trillion.
But if we were paid those unskilled wages at a 6% interest rate, we would have $6.2 quadrillion that we would be owed today.
Reparations is the key. The story have black folks come and talk about what kind of hell they live and have people have to listen. Reparations will set us free.
In the news, May 10th, 2022. T.I. defends YouTube personality Kevin Samuels, blasts critics celebrating his death. The death of a popular YouTube personality and image consultant Kevin Samuels took many by surprise when news of his passing surfaced this past Thursday evening, May the 5th. Samuels, who reportedly passed away as a result of a heart attack which occurred while he was on a date with a woman in Atlanta, was 53 years old at the time of death. While a number of YouTubers' supporters mourned his death by celebrating his impact and legacies, others who took issue with his polarizing talking points, particularly those concerning women and gender roles, have been accused of taking satisfaction in his passing on social media and elsewhere. Rap star T.I., who is no stranger to stirring up controversy with inflammatory statements of his own, took to Instagram to defend Samuels, accusing his detractors of bullying him in death. Referring to Samuels as a guru, T.I. deemed cruel reactions to his passing a effing travesty of justice, considering his critics despicable. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I ain't gonna let y'all bully this dead man. We gonna let this man rest in peace, the Atlanta native said in the clip. Whatever he did it, and he's gone. He got away with it. F y'all. That's between him and God. Him and the Lord gonna have to deal with it. You ain't got no heaven or hell to put him in. So I wanna see who the F wanna say something to me while I'm still alive. That's a strong words from T.I., but rest in peace. Ashe to Kevin Samuels, even though I didn't agree with everything that he had to say, but definitely not celebrating his untimely transition.
Yeah, may you rest in peace.
Yeah, but you know what Kevin Samuels said, it did impact real people's lives. Here's a short clip of my daughter. She actually called into the show once, and she had some strong feelings at the time too. Let's see what she had to say on her Kevin Samuels interaction.
Hello, people. I'm just wondering how many people will join this live who saw me on Kevin Samuels live. Where is Kevin? Kevin is not here. Kevin hung up on me. Kevin did not want to hear what I had to say. Oh, hello. But yeah, so basically I'm just going live. For anyone who was watching that live and had any questions, comments, and concerns, listen, I don't disagree with everything that Kevin has to say, but the fact that we couldn't even address or acknowledge the fact that women's safety does play a part in how approachable, where am I from? Not the topic. How approachable that we are and also being dismissive of facts. You can't pick and choose when you want to present facts. Now, I'm not armed with all the statistics that man get a dog and die alone. Thank you. I gladly will get a dog and probably not die alone, because one issue that I have with Kevin Samuels is he speaks about the Black community. He speaks about relationships, like everyone's supposed to want the same. And you know what? People need to go for what works for them.
Facts, baby. And then that little blend cell in her comments, we're picking up on his talking points and just spreading it around. The whole die alone thing was something that came up quite often, during the commentary about Kevin Samuels passing, because he was with some woman that he just met, but is that a meaningful, type of companion that you want in your most vulnerable moments?
No. And also, just to be direct with your question, even if I don't know if that was rhetorical or not, but I would say no. And then in addition to that, I mean, we just have to think about, as you were mentioning, his impact on the community. I did see an interview that he did with Vlad TV, and I wanted to watch it to see what Kevin Samuels had to say. I really didn't watch Kevin Samuels. I was familiar with Kevin Samuels like a little bit before he quote unquote blew up or whatever, but I really never watched his program, so I can't really critique him. Only thing I can critique him is with what I do know of him, and based on his work and legacy, based off the interview that I saw on Vlad TV. And a lot of what he was saying, according to, and I'm not defending him at all, but he was basically saying a lot of what he was saying was taken out of context, and that he would basically refer, or actually maybe, I'd probably say refer or respond to the conversations that he was having with other people. Like, for example, you mentioned the die alone thing that everybody's talking about right now. And then also he called a woman, he talked about her weight and how she was large, or like a football player.
Built like a linebacker.
Yeah, built like a linebacker.
That was a phrase that he used, yes.
And so he was just saying, well, I didn't bring it up. She actually brought it up, and then I was comparing it to the reality that she is larger than some of the, maybe not a linebacker, but more so like a running back. I think you mentioned like 2 running backs that she was actually bigger than. So I don't know. I didn't follow him. I mean, once again, may he rest in peace. But, if you are trying to be responsible media outlet.
That's the word right there, responsible.
Yeah, if you're trying to be a responsible media outlet and also an influencer, then, you do have to take some accountability with your words. So, yeah, I don't know how people feel, to see if he did take accountability, for what he said or not, or if he did apologize. Maybe he did, as I said before, or maybe he just was like, it is what it is, and this is what I stand on. But once again, I really didn't follow him. But regardless, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. And I think really this gets down to the real meat of what we're talking about here is, is it okay to celebrate somebody's death? I don't think so. You let him rest in peace. Even though my daughter had that interaction with him upon his passing, she said that it was honestly, unfortunate and definitely not celebrating in someone's death. So.
All right. It's a time bomb. Growing anger among Kenyans as UK refuses to redress colonial land grab. When Paul Chepkwony was sworn in as governor of the Kenyan county of Kericho in 2013, he knew it meant embarking on a huge mission. The Kipsigis and Talai people saw his election as an opportunity to finally right the wrongs of a brutal colonial past which saw their clans ruthlessly evicted by the British Army between 1895 and 1963 to make way for profitable tea plantations owned by settlers. The plantation still exists today, spanning approximately 200,000 acres of land owned by well-known multinational corporations, Unilever, Williamson Tea, and Finlays, which produce tea consumed by millions. Meanwhile, hundreds of forcibly displaced victims, now elderly, and tens of thousands of their descendants live on the outskirts of their ancestral land, many of them in poverty. They are not permitted to access their old family homes and cannot even bury loved ones on the land. Multinational companies now own vast tea estates in Kenya's Kericho region. Wow, Unilever. Don't they also do like soaps and all other stuff?
I'm not sure. But
Yeah,
yeah,
if it's the same company, yeah, they do like soap products and all other.
really, well, it sounds like they've built up
personal
quite the industry out there on stolen lands, is what it sounds like to me from what you read here.
Yeah, sounds similar to what blacks are going through here.
Yeah, it's time to free the land. I mean, and speaking of what blacks are going through here over in America with our push for reparations, I think it would only behoove the diaspora to get behind our lineage-based reparations claims, so it can kind of maybe spiral to other countries and continents, and we can start getting reparations across the board, everybody for their own individual harm-based claims. Okay, speaking of co-opting, appropriation, and colonizing. Juneteenth event canceled after all-white panelists revealed. A soul food festival in Arkansas that was scheduled to take place for Juneteenth, the federal holiday that commemorates the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States, has been canceled after the panel of all-white hosts was revealed in a promotional poster, according to Salon. The Juneteenth Soul Food Festival and Market was supposed to take place on Friday, June 17th at the War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. The Arkansas Times reported that the event poster had been leaked to social media. The Urban League of the State of Arkansas, who was listed at the bottom of the poster as a beneficiary of the event, posted on Facebook that they were not involved in the program. The event organizer, Muskie Harris, a black former University of Arkansas football player, knew he had to call off the event after the poster had made its round on the internet. Quote, "I got a rope around my neck and I'm tarred and feathered over an event that's already dead," Harris told the newspaper. So,
Wow.
It sounds like from this excerpt that this was a black guy responsible for the organizing of this event. It's always a black front face, that they throw out there to push this stuff.
Hey, I guess, I don't know, didn't organize this thing, but all I know is when I look at this thing, it just reminds me of like, they probably was gonna play like, play that funky music, why?
And some
I don't know.
potato salad.
Yep.
What else? Some of that. What's that Jello mix thing with the mayonnaise in it? Oh boy!
Yeah,
All right.
this would have been a debacle in the making.
Yeah,
So
that's
speaking of
look
debacles,
right.
BLM co-founder Patrice Cullors admits using 6 million mansion for parties. Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrice Cullors has admitted to throwing 2 parties at the organization's swanky 6 million Los Angeles mansion, despite previously suggesting she never used the property for personal gain. The 38-year-old told the Associated Press on Monday that she hosted her son's birthday party and a gathering to celebrate President Biden's inauguration at the 6-bedroom property early last year. BLM faced a torrent of criticism and backlash last month when it publicly emerged that the organization had secretly purchased the LA mansion, which boasts a home with 6 bedrooms and bathrooms, a swimming pool, a sound stage, and office space back in 2020. At the time, Cullors said the property was purchased by BLM to serve as a meeting venue and campus. She also issued a statement denying suggestions she had lived at the property or taken advantage of it for personal gain. In January 2021, Cullors said she was seeking refuge at the property because she'd been receiving threats on her life. During that time, she said she hosted a Biden inauguration party for about 15 people, including local BLM chapter members and other prominent supporters of the organization. Cullors said she also threw a private birthday party for her son at the property in March 2021, and she intended to pay a rental fee to BLM. BLM confirmed it had billed Cullors for the birthday party and was reviewing its policies to prevent such use in the future.
So birthday parties, huh? I guess BLM stands for Birthday Locations Matter. And it looks like they have quite a few location options here. We'll go ahead and post a link to this Daily Mail UK article where you can go and look at all of the homes that Patrice Cullors owns. Looks like she has one in Studio City, South Los Angeles, Georgia, another house in Topanga Canyon, and at least 4 properties, we think, in the LA area alone. So yeah, we'll post that link so you can take a look for yourself at all of her property holdings.
All right, well, speaking of black women set to account for 1/3 of Memphis area county commission. Black women changemakers are set to account for nearly 1/3 of a Memphis area county commission for the first time ever. As reported by the Commercial Appeal, the Shelby County Commission Board is made up of 13 members, and only 6 black women have served on it over the past 6 decades. The next board will be the most diverse it has ever been, with at least 4, possibly 5, black women serving simultaneously. Last Tuesday, May 3rd, voters in the Democratic primaries helped make history when they pushed 5 black women to advance to the general election. They included Shantae Avant, Miska Clay Bibbs, Henry Brooks, Brittany Thornton, and Erica Sugarman. Brooks is the only one who will face off against a Republican opponent in the August general election. Sugarman, Clay Bibbs, and Thornton have no challengers, so they will take the seats representing Districts 12, 11, and 10 respectively, per the report. So many times the policies are written, they're exclusive, Sugarman said. As a commissioner of a district, I want to make sure I'm inclusive of those who have been marginalized, the working class, minoritized, and disadvantaged. My hope is that on the commission, we can be very intentional and reflect our constituents that we serve. I think it speaks volumes about where we are as a community, said current school board member Clay Bibbs. The fact that black women actually carried the votes, so we are actually representative of what happens in our community, that makes me excited about what we can do as a commission. Brooks will face independent candidate Sherelle Dakota Brown, another black woman in the race for District 7. shout out to the fam. Hopefully they'll follow through.
Hopefully, this skin folk is, has kinfolk objectives and issues in mind. It does sound like a lot of minority all lives matters. Probably still gonna need to check their paperwork. $20 million HUD grant, double size of eviction legal help. This is an article from May 9th, 2022. Looks like legal assistance help may be on the way. The Department of Housing and Urban Development is doubling the size of its eviction protection program designed to fund legal assistance for tenants seeking to stay in their homes. The $20 million HUD grant announced Monday will not provide any sort of direct rental relief. Instead, it will fund legal services and representations for families facing eviction. The funds will be distributed through the Eviction Protection Grant Program to 11 nonprofit organizations and government entities, with grants ranging from $1 million to $2.4 million. Recipients of the fresh wave of funding include Pine Tree Legal Assistance of Portland, Maine, and the City of San Antonio, Texas. HUD launched the Eviction Protection Grant Program last November with an original $20 million awarded to 10 legal service providers. HUD Secretary Marcia Fudge described the new funding as a doubling down on a proven method of easing the financial damage wrought by the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's just hope that, the funding and resources gets to the people that need it the most.
Sacramento police want your guns in exchange for gas money. Here's how buyback works. The Sacramento Police Department will be giving $50 gas gift cards in exchange for unwanted guns at an upcoming buyback event. On May 21st, Sacramento Police will be collecting firearms from gun owners at the police station on 5770 Freeport Boulevard from noon to 5 p.m. A gift card of $50 will be given per firearm. Police also said they will not be asking gun owners any questions or requiring identification. In addition, police ask owners to stay in their cars, leave all ammunition at home, and request that firearms be unloaded and locked in the trunk of their vehicles. In California, about every 1 in 4 adults live in a gun-owning home.
You know what? $50 ain't even gonna get you a full tank of gas in most places. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a equitable trade-off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think guns cost, $300 and up or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. So $50 holla, I'd say hold on to your strap, fam. You might need it. Okay, so a bit of good news. It's not all bad news here at ETM Media. Anonymous donor pays tab for graduates of historically Black college in Texas. You are debt-free. Students graduating from a historically Black college in East Texas were told at their commencement ceremony that an anonymous donor had paid their balances, officials said. Wiley College said in a news release that over 100 students were gathered for graduation Saturday when the school's president made the announcement. The college posted a video of the ceremony with the students being told, "You are debt-free. You do not owe the college a penny." The college said in a news release that the estimated total for the balances owed to the college by graduating class of 2022 was about $300,000. Named in honor of Bishop Isaac T. Wiley, Wiley College was founded in 1873. The college is primarily liberal arts, residential, co-educational, baccalaureate degree granting institution, bachelorette, I guess, degree granting institution affiliated with the United Methodist Church. The 2007 movie, The Great Debater, starring Denzel Washington, was inspired by a debate in 1935 in which Wiley prevailed over the University of Southern California's nationally known powerhouse team at a time when the nation was heavily segregated. So congratulations to all the graduates that are graduating debt-free.
Congratulations.
That's a blessing.
But that still does not leave this government off the hook.
Yeah, 300,000 K for 100 graduates. Some people are looking at 300K by their dang self.
Word. Yeah, so definitely, not letting the government off the hook for what is owed to Black Americans.
Not at all. Cut the check. And that's in the news.